Hey guys, how's it going? I shot this video yesterday, but I didn't feel like I hit the points that I'd like to hit rewatching it, so I'm reshooting this. This is version 2. It's evening. I have the lights on. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's cover these subjects. Let's dive right in. So first, let's talk about recession. 2, let's talk about BTC's potential bottom. Then let's talk about altcoins. And then we'll talk about BTC ETH's relationship. That's BTC Bitcoin versus Ethereum, and then we'll jump into bear market talk. So if we were to start talking about recession, what's going to stop the Fed from letting a recession occur? It comes down to this chart here. This is the United States inflation rate. It's at 8.6. They need to bring this down to about a 2, right? It's been hovering around a 2 plus or minus for the last decade, you could say. And anything above that is problematic. You can look in the 70s and 80s, it was just all over the place. This is not good, right? This causes a lot of trouble. Um, they needed to level out, and they did a pretty good job leveling it out. And now we're spiked up here again, and they need to bring it down. But the only way to bring it down is to hurt the economy, and what they're gonna do is hurt demand side, not supply side. Demand side is us, right? We're the consumers, so they're going to try to tackle that. Is it going to work? I think so, right? By increasing the interest rate by selling off these assets on their balance sheet, they're going to be able to bring this number down. But that means assets like Bitcoin and the NASDAQ and houses and all these sort of things, they're going to suffer, right? And more importantly, we're going to enter a recession, right? Very, very likely. There's this talk about a soft landing versus a hard landing. They did manage to pull off a soft landing earlier. I don't remember what date that was. I think it was in the early 90s. Um, but rarely is it the case that they're able to do that, right? Raise interest rates and have a soft landing. More times than not, this doesn't look like something they're going to land soft. Look at this thing; it's massive, right? It's very likely that it's going to be a hard crash. Well, not this. The economy is going to be a hard crash. So like things like Bitcoin and things like that, it's going to be a hard crash. Um, we're just in the beginning of this, is my hypothesis. I don't think we're anywhere near the end of the downside that we're going to experience. Um, is my hypothesis. I'd like to say, right? That's my hypothesis. I think a recession is on the way. I think the Fed is what will bring that recession up. I think that they're the ones that'll create this thing. Whoops, I zoomed in too much. I'm not going to fix that. Because they have a lot of work to do. Look at where we are, right? It's truly, we're so far away from where we need to be. And to get down there, it's going to be a lot of work. And we don't even know if inflation's peaked. We saw in the 70s there was a double peak, right? We thought we got it down, and then it's peaked up again. And I don't know the scenario for what caused this in the 70s and 80s, but it wasn't good. What I do know is that the S&P 500 crashed here, but it didn't crash here. The S&P 500, the second time around, us investors were like, all right, we know what's going on. It's going to be okay. So this is something to note. Like if this is the first peak and we actually do peak up over here, like if this is sort of the end, then we come down, and then for whatever reason we have to spike up again because of, say, the recession, right? Let's say we get a recession between here and here, that lasts an year or whatever, and we have to spike up again. You won't see we'll have economic recovery in that way, right? But we'll have come down like this already, something like this. This is what I hypothesize. Of course, I'm no expert. Please don't. And this is obviously financial entertainment and not advice. So the natural question next, and something I've been thinking about a lot, is when is the whoops, 300 SMA simple moving average. Let's see if I can get this. I don't know if I can. It's gonna be, oh, it's so messy. God, I hate it when they do this. Oh boy, that's so much. So where is the bottom for Bitcoin? The 300-week moving average is somewhere it can go, but nothing is in stone here. Like nothing, right? The 300 is right here in blue, right? This is it, and we are about 18% away. That is not a lot. It's about $4,000. That is not a lot at all. There are some liquidations here that we could take advantage of, or people could take advantage of, to get us down here quicker. But looking at this candle, it doesn't look like there's a lot of strength. Right? It certainly does not. It looks like the bears have control and they're going to continue bringing this down. Do we just need to break past the 20K mark to really hit our previous high here in 2017-18? So, you know, I would not be surprised to see us hit the 300-week moving average. There's a lot of chatter about us going lower, and some of that thinking is that if you do this calculation, if you go from the previous top, let's use the wick, down to the very bottom, that's about an 84% drop or retracement, right? Let's do the same thing here. Let's go from the very, very top down to the very, very bottom. That's 86%. That's the wick. And if we're not going to do this. I'm not going to do this, right? But we got 84 and about 84, 82 and 84, whatever those numbers were. If we did the same thing here, let's say we're very top there. This is the very top, and we came down. We're only at about 70%, right? If we went down to the 200-week moving average, we'd be about 75. We went all the way. I mean, where they want to go is like 84. Let's say it's 80, 82, 83%, which is the middle. That's $11,300. That's about $12,000. That seems insane, right? $12,000 is right here. Though, looking at this, there's this concept called support in Bitcoin. And remember, this is all an analogy for human minds, right? This is a bunch of men, mostly men and some computers. This is what this is. It's it's really it's an abstraction of human mind, of male minds, basically. Right? There's some support here. Some people believe I don't want to say we. I don't want to even say I, but there's belief that here and here and here there's like some kind of support, and you can see this line kind of holds up there, right? We've had either difficulty breaking above that, which you can see here, and here, or difficulty and that same inability to break above, you can have breaking below. Right? This kind of stuff kind of like holds some weight in people's minds, and that's kind of what sets the market up in a way. I really can't describe it in really good ways because I really don't know. But there's talk that we can get down to 12,000. It'd be wild. It'd be absolutely absurd. If we are going to get to 12,000, I would think that would happen relatively quickly. Why I think relatively quickly? Look at this. Bitcoin, this is the monthly chart. It never actually closes below this red line, the 200-week moving average. Right? It never actually closes. I left you on the edge there with that sentence. It never actually closes. It goes down, but it retraces back above the red before the end of the month. So there's now, 14 days left in this month? 13 days left in this month, right? So in the next 13 days, it is entirely possible that we actually go down to the 12,000 mark, right? Wherever that is, or 12,000-ish, something around here. And where you see all of these lines of support. You have this support here, you have this support here, and you have this weird support here. And this line is kind of like where everything can be like happy and healthy temporarily. And this might just be a wick. It might just happen at like 2 in the morning and it just goes down. So I'm going to set some buy orders for Bitcoin around 12,000. And it sounds really crazy. But here's the interesting thing though. Okay, let's get a little excited. I set my buy order for $12,000 at indefinitely, right? I set my buy order. It's a limit buy. But then my really smart friends, right? They set it for 12,001, right? And then my really smart friends set it for 12,003 and 2, and so on and so forth, and just keep going up. And it's 13,000 at some point. So what's happening is we're front running the price. This is what could cause this to never happen. We might never get to 12,000 because everyone's front running it, right? As the price tries to come down, buy pressure really keeps it from going down further. And that might be what's happening right now, right? Buy pressure is holding it up, but it's unlikely. I don't think that's what's holding it up now. Though, I bet a lot of people have it at 20,000 flat. Like a 20,000 flat is probably a giant buy wall. People would love Bitcoin at $20,000. It's an absurdly beautiful price. So, this is something to consider, of course. Just consider that front running is probably a huge issue right now. Let's talk about altcoins. Look, all I want to say about altcoins is don't buy altcoins. Don't be tempted by altcoins. It's just complete trash. Altcoins is beer goggles. You went out, you put your beer goggles on, and you're planning to take someone home that you should not be taking home. That is what altcoins are. Altcoins are trash because they're going to bleed against everything. I bleed against Bitcoin. Let's talk about ETH. Let's talk about Bitcoin ETH. And I consider ETH a blue chip, but still an altcoin. Look at this. This is May. I'm fighting a cold, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. This is May 9th. To buy 1 ETH, it was 0.076650 Bitcoin. That's how much it cost to buy 1 ETH. Today, it's 0.052743. So it's, we've lost some value there. Right? I think that's at 30% or something. It's about 31%, right? That we've lost value. So like you can buy a lot, but you get the numbers. I don't need to explain this again. My hypothesis, I believe that we're going to go down even further. Right? I think we're going to get down to like 0.25 or something. Because as the market continues to tank, people don't want to hold these alts, right? This is true for ETH, but it's 10 times more true for all the other coins like Solana and ADA and whomever, whatever else trash coin you want. Dogecoin, goddamn. Stay away. Do not be tempted. Now is not the time. There is a time, but now is not the time to buy alts. And I told you my strategy previously that I do plan to purchase ETH over Bitcoin because the returns are higher. ETH return is about 2,000% from the bottom, and Bitcoin's is about 400%, right? So like I'm definitely down with getting ETH, but I don't think right now is the time to do it. And remember, this is financial entertainment, not advice. But if we were to look at, I think ETH, this is Ethereum's chart. I think it's going to come down. It's below the 200-week moving average. I think it's coming down way further. I think it's coming down to the 300 to 500 range. I know one of my friends said 600. Entirely possible. Entirely possible. Right? Because things are just going to start falling apart. This is just the beginning of the falling apart. And remember, this bear market is not a quick and easy thing. We are in a bear market now. Right? This is going to take months. Not years, but months. The last time we were here, I think we spent like 6 months down here. Let's just assume this was the beginning, right? We spent, it's like 212 days, roughly 180 days. We spent 6 months at least down here in the gulags, right? So this is not over. Like we're going to spend some time here, right? This is our new playground for a bit. We might not spend a whole bunch of time underneath the 200-week moving average, but we're not going to, we're not coming back up here anytime soon. And as that's happening, we're going to see these alts bleed, right? People don't want to hold them in these bear markets. So these are the 3 things I wanted, the 5 things I wanted to cover. Recession, I think we're on the verge of a recession. The Bitcoin bottom is hard to pin. It could be as low as $12,000, though, we'll have to see. The 300-week moving average is a great candidate, right? Let's get back to that to show you. The 300-week moving average is a good candidate. It's the blue. I'll definitely be buying a few more. I bought a few at the 200. I'm definitely buying a few more here, and I'm gonna have a limit order down here at 13 maybe to front run all of you, right? 13, maybe 14. These are my thoughts currently. I'm really happy that we hit the 200-week moving average. I know I've been chirping about it for months and months. So it's nice that I finally got that. It was kind of a redemption moment. I was like messaging all my friends in all my group chats, like we finally did it. Because there were some moments, I think it was like right here where I was like, oh no, it's over. Oh, right here as well. I was like, oh no, it's over. My prediction's entirely wrong. But it was good to have that feeling. But I think we'll get down to the 300 and possibly down here. But I really have no data to support that. Not any real data except these support levels here. But we'll just have to wait and see. Once we hit this the 300, you can see there's some support here, right? We've previously tried, so these support levels become resistance and these resistance levels become support. But this is like astrology. You can't grasp it. It's not real, right? It's kind of like ethereal in a way. So you can't put a lot of weight on it. Anywho, I don't want to ramble. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you have any thoughts on this video, please let me know. Aside from that, I will see you guys soon. When is the recession going to end? Or when is this all going to end? When is the NASDAQ going to stop crashing? This will all stop happening when the Fed decides they've had enough. Whoops, I did it again. of raising the interest rate. That's when this will stop. This is an old adage. Don't go against the Fed, basically, right? I saw this meme today. You have like hundreds and hundreds of super intelligent people running these companies, like people like Shelley, people like Mudge, people like Elliot, all these amazing people that are running these amazing companies. But you still, all of those people still cannot go against what the Fed decides, right? The Fed has like $9 trillion worth of dollars, $9 trillion of assets ready to buy or sell. And right now they're selling. Buying, sorry. Oh no, they are selling. Yeah, they're selling the assets. You don't want to mess with them, right? I am certainly not messing with them. Sorry, I meant to say I'm not messing with them. So I'm gonna follow the trend. Things are coming down. When will it stop? It's when the Fed decides it's gonna stop. And when's that? They're going to stop when inflation stops going up, right? So whenever inflation peaks, that's the end. So when as soon as inflation peaks, you can expect a big bounce on all of these things. The reason this is holding here is because inflation, people don't know if inflation has peaked yet, right? But the moment inflation peaks, that's when it's over. So watch for that. Watch for when inflation peaks, because that's when we can definitively say this is over, because that's when the Fed will stop doing this, selling of its assets on its balance sheet. Aside from that, I don't know if there's anything else to cover. Let's get a little nerdy just for a moment. So how does this Fed operation work? The Fed is selling assets to the banks, Bank of America, Chase, all these other big banks. The assets are mortgage-backed securities, some T-bills, so on and so forth. It's getting a little nerdy, but it's okay. I know you can handle this. The Fed gets this money. What do they do with the money? They actually disappear the money. They actually eradicate the money. It goes poof. And that's how they reduce the interest rate. It's very interesting, the mechanism. This is a very high level. I need to go deeper into it to fully understand it. I'm getting through it. But it's a very interesting mechanism. Do not go against the Fed. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Excited to chat soon. See you guys. Bye-bye.